Whatever, what up, everybody? Our mindset is keeping us from the money. Your mindset, my mind, is keeping us from the money. This isn't a video about any woo-woo stuff, metaphysics, and if you just pretend you'll eventually be it and all that type of thing. It's really about your mindset and being able to control it to change your perspective on where you are. Where did this come from? A young lady reached out to me a couple of days ago on TikTok because I make videos on there just talking about the different credit cards that I have and, my experience with those cards, right? And she's like, I have a lot of credit card debt and I'm paying like 28% interest and I don't have I'm trying to do the debt consolidation. I want to move the debt from a high interest credit card to a zero balance. I tried a debt consolidation loan, but I keep getting denied. What can I do? And it's a rough spot to be in when you're in that, what we call it utilization hell, right? When your credit card utilization is just so high that it feels like you'll never be able to pay it off, and you can't refinance out of it. No one's going to approve you because since your credit card utilization is so high, it probably tanked your score. And it's a rough spot. So she reached out to me. I said, well, unfortunately, here are a couple of options. One, pay your credit card bill off in full by the due date. You do that, you won't pay interest. The other thing I say is, depending on your income and everything like that, the only thing you can do at this point, because you keep getting denied for other cards and debt consolidation loans, is that you have to increase your income. I don't know, for some reason, saying that to people triggers them. I don't know if it's because of TikTok or just the internet or instant gratification. We could blame TV or microwaves. But telling a person who is in a lot of debt that one of the ways without filing bankruptcy, okay, because filing bankruptcy is always an option. Just saying, got to be realistic, right? A lot of people are filing bankruptcy right now. The rate, um, the rate of people filing bankruptcy has actually increased by like double digits since the pandemic. Okay. And what happened was a lot of people got access to all this credit and didn't know what to do with it, right? Or those that did know what to do with it still were experimenting and failed. I've worked with some folks that during the pandemic, they were employed, they quit their job, they lived off of savings and credit for a year. Now they're running out of savings and running out of credit, and they want to try to get some funding, but they waited too late. The credit card utilization is over 50%, 57%. Tip: once your utilization is over 50% to try and figure out a way to pay off the credit card, it's too late. Myself and for clients. Going back to telling this young lady that she has to increase her credit. Not her. Improve her credit, yes. And before that, she has to increase her income. You got to increase your income at some point. Keeping the same level of income and you're not able to cover your bills is what can cause us to end up in bankruptcy. Minus Donald Trump and all the super rich that use bankruptcy as a legit financial strategy to just wipe out their debt and start over. Minus that, okay? I'm talking to regular folks right now, regular people who don't know how to do that. It's fine. And after telling her unfortunately, you have to increase your income, she said, well, that's not really possible right now. And I read that and I thought to myself, well, that's an interesting perspective because you inboxed me on TikTok asking for advice. There are people selling any and everything on TikTok right now. So you're on the device, you're on this app, and you don't even have the mindset or the perspective to see that it's actually a way to produce income. Literally anyone can get on any of these apps and use them as a way to produce income. And it's sad because she said that's not an option right now. And unfortunately, after speaking to so many people, once a person says something like that, I already know they're not going to tap in. Their perspective is just that. They're stuck and all they see is the negative. They're not going to be able to overcome, right? Or at least they're not going to be able to overcome with just through this DM. But I promise you, if you're on any of these social media apps, there's always an option to produce income. Just the same as she reached out to me and asked me for advice, which is good. If someone says you have to make more income, a good follow for those that are truly looking to get out of their rut is, okay, well, where do I start? How do I start producing income on this app? Just the way that you inbox me a question regarding, hey, how can I get out of this? Inbox a question, making an offer. The offer could be monetary. I'll sell you this thing, provide a service for money, or it could be a barter, right? I'll provide this service if you provide me with the service, right? I talk to a lot of people who just want free stuff. They just want free everything. Oh, give me all your time. Give me all your knowledge for free. They don't want to give up nothing though. They don't want to barter. And everyone says they don't have no money. Okay, cool. You don't have any money. Do you have a skill set? What skills do you have to offer someone else in exchange for their help? I was watching something now. There's a whole group of kids, a whole group of kids, almost like a manager or an agency. All they do is find people that are popping on the internet and say, hey, how can I partner with you? I'll help you make even more money. After I help you make more money, you could pay me. What do you mean increasing your income isn't an option right now? It's all, if you're on the internet, there's always an option to make money. The fact that you have a phone and you can type on TikTok or any other app tells me that you have the option to make more money. Will it be immediate? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how good looking you are. Because good looking people can make money on the internet like that. They can sell other people's stuff. You don't even have to sell your own stuff, right? I make, an extra between $2,000 and $3,000 a month through offering other people services, right? I don't do all the credit repair myself. I don't do all of the business funding myself because sometimes it's too much and I don't have time to do it. So I outsource it, right? I have affiliates. Those affiliates pay me on the back end and the client is still taken care of. Everyone on the internet can sign up to be an affiliate for something. Everybody, right? If you have a skill or a certain amount of knowledge, offer it to people in exchange for money. If that skill directly helps them make money, you're in a better position because then you can say, hey, I can help you make X amount of dollars. All I want is a percentage. Dallas, what's up? What's up? Right? All I want is a percentage. That is for you, not you, but anyone who's thinking like, oh, I don't have a way to make money. If you tell somebody you'll help them make an extra $10,000, $20,000 a month, and all you want is 10, maybe 20%, cool, cool. You know, it's 10, 20%. That is an opportunity. You can make some money, right? I was just watching a YouTube. This kid made $200,000 in 90 days because he found some influencer that was already making a lot of money. He said, hey, I can make you $50,000 next month, or you don't pay me anything. Like, what? That was free. He didn't, all he had to do was use his cell phone and connect to Wi-Fi. And all he had to do was find somebody that was already making money and say, hey, I can help you make more money. You give me a percentage on the back end. That's all he did. That's because he had the mindset that, oh, I have this skill. I have this knowledge now. Let me help you make money. That's where seeing and changing our perspective is. And I honestly, I feel bad for the young lady. So I wanted to say there's always a way to increase your income. It doesn't mean you're going to be rich overnight. But if you need an extra $200, $300, $400, $500 this month, there's always a way on the internet to make an extra $200, $300, $400, $500 in a month. Always. You can sell an ebook. There's people on TikTok right now, y'all. I don't know how y'all be on TikTok. I be on TikTok just researching because it's fascinating to me the way the people are making money on this thing. There are people, and all they do is write. They just write beautifully. Yeah, the Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah, everyone knows about Joe Rogan. He was the first, he blew up the podcast space. He was the first person with $1 million deal for his podcast. And then that kind of started the boom of the podcast space, right? But now the podcast space ain't what it used to be. Is not getting the amount of sponsorship and funding that it used to for the smaller creators. But Joe Rogan, he gonna get his bag either way because he just been in the game that long, right? Even podcasts, people can start a podcast. It's free. Get some sponsorship, or if you already have a product or skill, ability that you want to sell, you can use a podcast to showcase your intellect. You can get on other people's podcasts to promote yourself. I haven't done that. Yeah, I gotta do that, right? So all of this say it's about your perspective, right, T? Who would think that you could just start a podcast and get $1 million deal for it? It's out here if you're looking for it. You can make. There's never a time you cannot make money. The internet is open 24 hours a day. You can always be making money. There's somebody in India selling to somebody in Japan. There's somebody in Japan selling to somebody in Hawaii. Exactly. Right? So there's always an opportunity to make money. If you're thinking, man, I'm in so much debt, man, and even being in so much debt is relative to your income. I saw a post, somebody said they're in $24,000 worth of debt. And somebody commented, oh, you should file for bankruptcy. This is not financial advice, but $25,000 is not really, quote unquote, enough to file bankruptcy. Now, everyone's position is different. If you have $25,000 in credit card debt and you only make $5,000 a year, it's probably going to be, it may be a good idea to file bankruptcy. But generally speaking, if you're a working adult who earns $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, you probably don't want to file bankruptcy for only $24,000. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But if you want to, you can. But I think the impact of filing a bankruptcy hurts you a little, like too much to file it just for 24,000. If you're at 100,000, 150,000, that makes sense. But this was actually a very quick rant because it was just something that a conversation that I had, and I was like, we have to take the time to change our perspective and be open to the different opportunities that are in front of us. And even if you can't see it, just start attempting, just attempt to look for it. Just attempt. Just when you see people like, damn, how are they making money doing this? Somebody looking at this like, why is this dude just sitting in his car talking, just blabbing? Like, is he even getting paid from doing this? Is he making money? How, like, what's the business model behind sitting in your car and talking about finances, talking about credit, talking about whether or not you should file bankruptcy? What's the purpose of this? All right. Well, once you're monetized on YouTube, you get paid for views. Just FYI, everybody. You didn't know. You go, you get enough subscribers, you get enough watch hours, you can start getting paid directly from YouTube. I can let you know about my products and services, which are always in the description of every video that I have. Check them out. It will support. If you click, you buy, boom, make money, right? If you find value. YouTube has a lot of ways to pay you these days. They got super chats, they got subscriptions, paid subscriptions, all types of things, right? Exactly. Like filing bankruptcy for $25,000 is just is borderline irresponsible. Like, just make more money, pay it off. You can make $25,000 on the side and pay that off 100%. Like, I can make $25,000 just on the internet and put that towards bills, right? And it's about mindset and perspective. And this came up because another young lady, someone else told me, I was talking in the group. They said they have $25,000 in debt. And she told me, she said, she tagged me and she said, I don't have any high level. I said, hey, you could just teach people a skill. What do? You could teach them. You could teach people what you do. She said, I don't have any high level skill. I work in IT. And I was like, huh? Said, I don't have any high level skill. I work in IT. And I was like, well, there's nothing I can help. I can't help you. It's mindset. Because after like financials or the financial sector, IT is the highest grossing jobs sector in the world, if not the country. Like, every major company on the stock market is a tech company. And you're in IT. To me, it's tech. I'm not in tech, but to me, it's the same shit. And you telling me you don't have a high level skill. Sometimes that you can't help certain people if they don't have the mindset. I know I'm not the person to change and metamorphosize a person's perspective, because I'm a simple dude. People know I exist. So if I do that as much as possible, eventually I'll get leads. Eventually I'll have enough conversations. Those conversations will eventually turn, right? That's typically how it goes. So the young lady telling me that she doesn't have a high level skill, yet she works in IT, just tells me how limited her mind is and why she feels like she can't pay off $25,000. Because everyone should be able to pay off $25,000 with at least within 2 years. I mean, that's $1,000 a month, right? Maybe 15 if factor in interest, let's say it's $1,500 a month, you can work a side job, pick up Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, whatever, and make that extra $1,500 a month easily. Easy. A friend of mine does Instacart, make about 1,000 to 1,300 a week doing Instacart. They do it full time though. They do it. So they have a full time job and they do Instacart on the side. They do about 45 hours a week to make about $1,000 to $1,500 a week. Not bad. But the idea, but you have to have, and I'm good, but we have to have the mindset for that. We can only begin to develop that mindset by seeking out the opportunities, right? Seeking out the, and I have to remind myself of this. Like if I'm feeling like, oh man, shit's slow, what am I gonna do? I can't do this, I can't do that. Instead of focusing on what I can't do, wait, what can I do? What can I do? There's something wrong with that one. Is if you just try to make money, you will make it. Yeah, for sure. If you just attempt to make money, you will make it. Try it. Don't, like, if someone gives you an idea to make money, I know T, you only one on here, but still, it's for anyone that watches the replay. If anyone just, if you feel like you don't have enough income coming in, you need to make some more. Ask people for ideas, execute on the ideas. Right? Some people will say, how long? I adopted the rule, Alex Hamozi's rule. He say, do a primary action 100 times for 100 days, and you'll achieve your result. He said it could be 100 hours of content. It could be 100 phone calls. It could be 100 DMs. It could be 100 emails, right? 100 minutes doing something to improve yourself, whether it's studying, if your way to more income is a new certification or a degree, right? Said do this act 100 by 100. Whatever that action is that is going to produce the outcome that you're looking for. Do 100 of it every day for 100 days and then check the results. Right? 100 sales calls, writing 100 scripts, or spending 100 minutes writing a script, spending 100 minutes recording content for your page, or 100 minutes creating content for your Etsy or your Pinterest, whatever it is, right? So I try to do that too. 100 minutes. Even sometimes if I just go live for 100 minutes, I'd be like, all right, I did my 100 today. How I feel about it. And then I look back, see what was good, what was bad, etc. But at least if you continue to try to make some money, you are going to make some money. And then your brain will start to expand, because then you will get some results. Like it's not going to take if you do the same shit for 100 minutes or 100 times every day for 100 days, you're going to get a result way before 100. Like within the first 14 days, something going to click. You reach out to, if you feel like you don't have enough income, but you already know you have something of value that you can offer people. Maybe it's advice, maybe it's listening ear, maybe it's a joke, maybe it's a cool t-shirt, right? Something of value. And you offer that to 100 people every day for 100 days. Someone's going to find value in that enough to pay you. And then at that point, you just have to determine what your price is going to be moving forward. And the best thing about your price is that it's yours. You decide what your price should be. So you can go as high or as low as you want. I would suggest starting as high as you can and then working your way down. It's always easier to go down than to go up. Speaking from experience, I've tried it. Okay. Take the time to shift your mind. Open up your mind to the possibilities. Limit, I'm not going to tell anybody not to do something, but I will say it helps to limit how often you say that something isn't possible for you, right? Even if sometimes people, you're on IG and the internet jealousy stuff kicks in. Man, this person got so many followers. This person has this type of lifestyle, that type of lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. You can even look at it with jealousy and envy, or you can look at it from a place of inspiration and curiosity. Damn, how do they do that? What's the play behind this? I gotta figure this shit out. Right? How are everybody jumping out of Lambos and trucks and chains and blah blah blah, all this shit? What they doing? And it's funny, you'll get to the point where you actually will be with those people, or people doing that type of in that world, in that realm, and then you learn their secrets. You're just like, oh. So most of the time it's like a movie. You just rent it for that content. You rent all of it. Boom. Okay, cool. And then you give it back. It's like just a commercial. Oh, okay. So Instagram is a big continuous commercial, and they just present it to you as if it's real life, but it's not. It's a commercial. Every time you see someone that looks a little too dolled up, too little spectacular, right? Just think of it as a commercial. It's not how they are every single day. Nobody's walking around like that every single day, right? But for the sake of entertainment, for the sake of eliciting followers, likes, etc., you got to put your best foot forward. You have to create that vision, right? Curiosity, inspiration, as opposed to feeling more secure. As opposed, try to take some time to learn. Takes practice. Is not immediate. Learn to replace the jealousy or the feelings of insecurity with feelings of curiosity. Whenever you're feeling jealous or you're feeling like you're not enough, just ask yourself, how the fuck did they do that? Like, I see this person going here, going there, going here. Replace must be nice with, hey, how'd you do that? Hey, how are you doing that? Hey, I tried doing that, and these are the results I got. You got any tips for me? Now, of course, not everyone is nice. Some people are assholes, and they're going to laugh and, oh, I'm better than you, blah, blah, blah. But you'll be surprisingly surprised at how many people will actually respond and give you some nuggets. They may try to sell you some shit too. Of course, does the internet. It's all propaganda, right? They may try to sell shit. But the good people, the real people, will actually try to give you real advice on how they did that shit. It's like the young lady reached out to me. Hey, what can I do? I want to be real with you. Unfortunately, the only thing you can do is make more money to improve your credit score, to pay down your credit cards below 50%. Well, really below 40%. Once you're below 40%, you can then qualify for zero interest credit cards. You can then qualify for debt consolidation loans. But it still starts with making more money. And if you're in a position where your mindset is like, I can't make any more money, then you're right. You're right. You won't be able to make any more money. And there's nothing that anyone else will be able to do to help you, because you have already told yourself that you cannot be helped. So I've been on here, I've been ranting for a minute. For those that just joined, been watching, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jamal. I am the credit protector. I help small business owners get access to capital. I help them improve their credit, structure their business, formulate funding strategies so that we can help them scale up their business by using the capital acquired. All right. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm about to head in because it's hot as fuck out here. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Peace.